right, man. Yesterday we talked about Gary Russell on the live. Hopefully everybody checked it out or caught the replay. I'm still working on the podcast that will go down sometime this month or the beginning of the next month. So you'll be able to get some uncensored, raw content from your boy. But hey, we back, Goodfellas Sports TV. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video, and let's talk about Gary Russell. Gary Russell did an interesting interview with the Boxing Voice, and I'll link that source in the description. The link under the description, on the source link, excuse me, man. So you can check it out. Basically, he said that Al Haymon promised him Leo Santa Cruz next. And, as we know, Leo Santa Cruz is fighting, supposed to fight Gervonta Tank Davis at super featherweight. Now, Gary Russell said he don't believe Gervonta Davis can get down to super featherweight, and that, Leo is not going to move up to lightweight, even though Leo said he could move to lightweight, but now he asked Tank to come down to 130, and Leo said he wanted to show people in 2020 that he ain't scared, and that, of Tank or Gary Russell. So right now it looked like they want to do Leo Santa Cruz and Tank on pay-per-view, but it sounded like they might have a weight issue. And people was asking yesterday, can Tank make 130? And I believe if Tank do something similar like he did at Camp Kevin Cunningham with Broner, with a chef and stuff of that nature, he can make 130. I'm telling y'all. I understand he not disciplined, but when you hear his coach Calvin Ford said he made weight by himself, that's why, man. People say, well, somebody coming, well, if you can't make weight by yourself, and man, making weight in boxing ain't like, cutting weight on your own where you don't have a cutoff date. You know what I'm saying? Some people need a personal trainer and a nutritionist to lay a plan out for them. Body types are different, so if he can go out there and get a strength and conditioning coach and get a nutritionist, he'll make weight. I'm telling you, he can make weight. I've seen a lot of bigger guys squeeze down and make weights they not supposed to. You know what I'm saying? He can make weight. I'm not even concerned about that. If he follows strength and conditioning plan and he get up for this pay-per-view versus Leo Santa Cruz, I believe he can make weight, But some people may be right. I'm not saying I'm correct. Time will tell. But if he can't make weight and Leo put a steep penalty on there and he miss it, or Leo said I'm gonna pull out from the pay-per-view, then maybe Gary Russell right. But right now, I think they gonna do that fight. I've been hearing it for like 6 months now. That fight is probably gonna be around 6 months. That's the next fight they gonna do. So maybe they figure out some catch weight. Maybe they give Leo couple extra dollars to move up to 35. But it makes more sense to happen at 130. The reason it makes more sense to happen at 130 because Leo has a real world title. Tank don't. Even though Leo title really shouldn't be a real world title, and I'm not going through that again. I explained that yesterday on Bernie video. On the Bernie video I did about Bud Crawford boy. Talking about Tank and Baby Mama's boy and Kenny Porter slap old boy video boy. But yeah, man. But if I don't think he gonna get Leo Santa Cruz next. I think they gonna go ahead and do Tank and Leo on pay-per-view. And Gary Russell said if that after he fight King Tug, which ain't no easy fight, he got to beat King Tug first. Knowing the way boxing go and his inactivity, even though last time he fought was in May. Or it was May. Yeah, it was May. So June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February. So he be fighting like around 9 months after that. That's pretty active for him. He get past King Tug, well, it ain't gonna be no easy fight. Then we can see what happened with Leo and Gervonta. We know PBC like to announce pay-per-views 6-8 weeks out. So it'll be close. So if they can come to a discussion, if not, Tank had to stay at 135, wait it out till Lomachenko get all the belts or T.O. get all the belts. And, or Devin Haney or whatever happened with Fortuna and Luke Campbell, and see what happens to get another world champion. He can act like he a world champion, but he not. That regular WA belt don't count. But for Gary, he was asked why don't he pull up on these fighters. He said that really ain't in his character. He says it's a little bit different than pulling up on Leo Dad. That was kind of like subliminal and that, and people took it the wrong way. But at the end of the day, I would like to see him fight Leo Santa Cruz. Santa Cruz got the length, to keep Gary at bay, and Gary don't seem to move his head as much. You know what I'm saying? And he kind of He kind of got T-Rex arms. That'll be an interesting fight. And I think that's an easier fight for. I think that's an easier fight for. I don't know. If they drain Tank, I don't know. But Gary Russell, he good fighter. But you know what I'm saying? He ain't like he coming in there moving his head and being slick. Gary Russell setting up shots. His movement is predicated on his foot movement and setting up shots. And at the end of the day, they fought in the amateurs, and I guess Leo Santa Cruz, he lost, and I don't know, but basically he said that he got a lifetime contract with Al Haymon. All right, so for people asking, do Al Haymon put his fighters on the contract? He does. Jamil Heron revealed in one of the boxing groups I was looking at that his contract with Al was up, and he chose to go to Top Rank. So Al does have contracts with them dudes. Remember, they not promotional contracts, they management or advising contracts. So he just advised you, and I don't know how much power those contracts have, but Gary said he do have a lifetime contract, and that he wouldn't consider going over to the DAZN with Eddie Hearn, because Eddie Hearn don't have a lot of horses in the stable. But when you consider that Eddie Hearn actually has ESPN at his disposal on Top Rank, and they work together, that makes his stable kind of unlimitless. And I don't know if you know that, because Burchett, Tevin is on his own. Burchett is with Top Rank. Heron is with Top Rank. I'm just talking about at 30, because he said he wants to move up. And Leo is over there, and that's the fight that he wants. That black and brown thing to get that money. But he says that he was signed with Eddie Hearn for a one-fight deal, and only guy he will fight at 30 would be Tevin Farmer, because Tevin Farmer called his name. All right, he said other than fighting Tevin Farmer, that he wants to move up to 35 and challenge Lomachenko in a rematch. All right, and kind of talk about Gary and Tevin a little bit. That'll be. Tevin got to beat JoJo Diaz, and about a week later, Gary got to beat King Tug, and they both got tough fights. All right, I think JoJo Diaz, depending on how healthy he is, he should beat Tevin Farmer. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he won't beat him. I don't know. I'll do film study, but if they both win, why not? That'll go down to the zone. That could be a main event for Tevin Farmer to get on the stage and do it again. It'd be a good fight in Philly. It'd be a good fight in DC. It'd be a good fight in New York. And two guys that Tank don't want to fight. But I like Gary Russell in that fight. Gary Russell, Tevin is slick. Gary Russell more kind of, stiffer than me. But it'd be a good fight. And if that's the fight we get next, I'll pull for both of them to win. I'll pull for Gary Russell anyway. Gary Russell, good dude, man. I met him, good dude. Tevin seemed to be a solid dude as well too. So I want to see that fight. That's something I might pull up on, to be honest, man. I think that's good for East Coast boxing, man. But he said he want to jump up in weight and fight Lomachenko. Now, there was some problems with his weight last time. I believe he said his physical conditioning or his strength and conditioning coach scale was off, and that he drained himself. His strength and conditioning coach had a bad scale, and he was 5 pounds malnutrition for the fight because the strength and conditioning coach was off. And I remember that fight. I thought that Lomachenko had fought better opposition by fighting Orlando Salido. That was a tough test for him, fighting Gary Russell. Gary Russell had fought 20 trash cans up into that fight. And I gave Lomachenko the edge because Lomachenko had a big edge. He had a huge edge in experience, because he fought one of the tougher guys in Orlando Salido, and he did. He went in there and won. Gary Russell competed. He dropped him. They didn't call it. But, Lomachenko went in there and did what he had to do. And that was Gary Russell's first step-up fight, man. And it was a tough step-up fight. But at 35, Gary Russell's short arms. But he going to have to be more finesse at 35. Gary Russell like to sit in the pocket and deliver. So let's see if Gary Russell can kind of change his game, get on his toes, move his feet, use different, keep his head at different angles, attack the body. That'll be a different fight. Lomachenko said he not a big 35-pounder, but I peep his angle, though. I do. I really do peep his angle. Gary Russell cross the street and fight and go over to Top Rank it's going to make other PBC dudes look bad like Gervonta Tank Davis as well, too. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, these dudes talking about these fights can happen while they're crossing over the street, other side of the street. And what Gary doing is smart because, shit, let this dude get 4 belts. And if I can beat this dude while he got all 4 belts, then I got to be pound for pound. I peep his angle. You know what I'm saying? If Tevin wins, stop and beat Tevin. You know what I'm saying? Make sure he become a 2-division world champion. Then move up and beat Lomachenko, man. Then you a Hall of Famer, no matter what your activity rate say. You know what I'm saying? He being ambitious, but he's seeing the bigger picture. You know what I'm saying? You going up 2 weight classes to avenge a loss that was close to some people's opinion, and you could become undisputed. Man, come on, that's the ticket. That's the ticket right there, man. You a Hall of Famer right there. And then Gervonta gotta see you. Now now the risk worth the reward. You know what I'm saying? Now Leo gotta see you. But another thing I was thinking about before I kind of close out on that Lomachenko talk, like, you know, if Leo loses Gervonta Tank Davis, right? If Leo loses Gervonta, would Gary Russell still entertain a fight in Leo Santa Cruz? You know what I'm saying? Because it does nothing for him. Because if it's a close fight, I get it. But if Gervonta stop him, the way a lot of people think Gervonta should stop him, you know, would Gary Russell even entertain him? I guarantee you Leo Santa Cruz try to get a get-back fight and then try to act like he won't Gary Russell. I already know how these ducks move. You know what I'm saying? Watch, he gonna try to, man, if I'm Gary Russell, I wouldn't entertain him at all. Cause these dudes, man, the other always want us to feel bad for them, but they don't want to throw us no bone. No, I'm not looking his way. You know what I'm saying? And if he do get undisputed and he could beat Lomachenko, you know what I'm saying? Or he get the Lomachenko belts, whatever, he can't win the franchise belt. That's why they undisputed. But if he can get the WBC belt as well and be undisputed, you feel me? I make Gervonta take a 70-30 split. I don't care. I'm not fighting him. 70-30. All that running around he did, or if Leo build himself back up, 70-30, 80-20 split for him for being the mark. You know what I'm saying? That's how you do it, dog. When you get on top, man, you treat these dudes like the hoes they are. Or, you know, if he can get on top and get a title and he could beat Lomachenko, dude, Tank is nothing. Only because he a brother, he getting a 70-30 split. Leo, 80-20 split. No more, no less. Real talk. And that's it, man. But as far as him fighting Lomachenko, man, you know, he got the hand speed. You know what I'm saying? And he just gotta build on what he been doing. But if he can roll into a Lomachenko fight at the end of this year, you know, he active, it's a different fight now because 1, he moving up in weight. 2, he more experienced than he was then. Gary Russell was fighting like trash cans his first 20 fights before he fought Lomachenko or whatever it was. So him and Loma would be a good fight. But man, he gotta do some things different. You know what I'm saying? He can't let Loma get on the front foot, you know, and he gotta go to the body, and it'll be an interesting fight, man. I think it's something that Top Rank should entertain, because by the time it get to that point, Gary Russell ain't gonna be hot as fish grease. If he can come back and then him and Tevin can fight in June or July, you know what I'm saying? He said he want to take 4 months off. But shit, get back in there by June and July. Forget all that 4 months. Get in there by June and July, August, and then you could roll into a Lomachenko fight in December, January. Man, that's the way he should go. But Lomachenko is trying to go back down in weight. I doubt if he stay there and Devin Haney come back, get his belt, and he face Devin Haney. So he may have to stay at 130. Hold the IBF belt. He said he just want to get Tevin fight if he win, drop it. He might have to get the IBF belt and then have to go fight Lomachenko at 130, which would be better for him not to fluctuate in weight so much. But, you know, he ambitious, man. I think he know that the shot clock is winding down on him, man. But like I said, if he ever get in a position where he get on top, man, like, dude, I'm not giving none of these dudes 50-40, 60-40. None of these dudes, man. These Lomas and Tanks, man, nah. If I get on top, man, y'all niggas getting 70-30 and 80-20. That's just the way it is. I had to suffer. You know what I'm saying? And Gary Russell, one of those dudes that Al Haymon is overcompensating because dudes don't want to fight him. I never understood that. Al Haymon will pay you extra because dude's scared to fight you. That's why Al Haymon having problems selling tickets, and that's why they having money problems because, dude, man, he paying more money to fighters not to protect. He paying money to fighters that's ducked. He paying them extra not to take the big fights. You might as well make the big fights. Leo and Gervonta ain't no Canelo. That's why I never understood that. They not no Canelo. They not no Floyd Mayweather. Them small dudes, man, he's scared. He's scared to make the fights at the smaller weight classes. That's crazy. These dudes ain't gonna be no $1 billion fighters, man. But hey, it is what it is. I'll link the interview in the description for the Boxing Voice. Don't forget we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out to the email if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video request. Keep sharing the videos. Want to make a donation? All my information in the description. Best way to donate is share the video. And don't forget to check my other channel out, my Detroit People, Motor City Sports Talk, news, sports talk around Detroit, the whole shebang. Hey, let me know what y'all thought about the video, and what you think about Tank and Gary, Santa Cruz and Gary, or Gary Russell going up the lightweight and trying to